Here I'm going to find equation of a tangent to a circle. Well, what is a tangent to a circle? What does that mean? Right, imagine you've got a circle and you've got a line that just touches it at one point. That there is the tangent. Let me do another one. Let me show you another one. Tangent. Tangent. Tangent, etc., etc. Yeah, these are tangents. What is not a tangent? That is not a tangent, or that, or that, or this. Yeah, these are not tangents. They're not touching the line at a point, right? And it's not allowed to cut through it, right? So these are tangents. Right, one more thing you need to know about tangents, right, is that, let's say you got a circle, you got a radius of a circle. Radius and tangent makes 90 degrees to one another, right? So that's your tangent, that's the radius, makes 90 degrees. Let me show you another one. Right, here's the radius and here is the tangent, makes 90 degrees. And now obviously you can do loads around this circle. Tangent and radius are perpendicular to one another, i.e. right angles, i.e. 90 degrees to one another. Right, so radius, remember this, radius and tangent are perpendicular to one another. Just like in this question over here, here's the radius, here's the tangent. They are perpendicular to one another, all right? So you've just had the definition of what a tangent is to a circle, and tangent and radius they're perpendicular to one another. Right, the first thing we're going to do now is find the gradient of line AO. Here's A, here's O. That's the center of the circle. I want to find the gradient, how steep it is. And you know from previous video, you need to draw a right angle triangle underneath it. Right, there's a right angle triangle. You need to know the height of the triangle and the base of the triangle. That there will give you the gradient, how steep it is. But remember, since this is going downhill, this line here is kind of going downhill like this, is going to have a negative gradient. Okay, negative. If it was going up, if these were going up like that, right? If the line was going up like that, these would be positive. Okay, so this one will definitely have a negative gradient. So remember that. Okay, so now I'm going to work out the gradient of that line. The height of this triangle the height of this triangle there is going to be 2. Why? Because the top of the triangle right there, is 2 up the stairs. That's pretty easy. Right, the base, the bottom there, it's got a base, it's got a length of 5. How do I know? It's from there. Right, I don't want to put a -5 here at the moment. Right, you can do, but I don't want to. Right. The base is 5. Let's just say the base is 5. You know, when you measure something, you never say, oh, this is -5 centimeters. That don't make sense. Right, I'm going to keep it as 5 for the time being. Remember, this point here is 5 along the corridor, therefore this point over here from the center would also be 5 along the corridor. Right, so that is not your gradient. Remember, it's going downhill. That line AO is going downhill, so it's actually going to be -2/5, right? Or you can call it -0.4, because it's going down. It has to be negative because it's going downhill. Right, either this one or you could use this one. Right, but this one here is going to be useful for me in its fractional form. It's going to be useful for me to answer the next question. Find the gradient of the tangent. Right, I'm going to find the gradient of the tangent. This one here. I'm going to find out how steep this is. What I don't want to do, I don't need to draw a triangle, a right angle triangle underneath it, because I can use this information here Remember, tangent and this line are perpendicular to one another. You can see here, that one there and that one there are perpendicular to one another. And because they're perpendicular, you can easily find the gradient of this tangent, this perpendicular line. And this was covered in a previous video. Right, what you do, see that 2 over 5? Yeah, see that 2 over 5? At the moment it's 2 over 5 for the line AO. You have to flip it, right? You're going to flip it, so it'll become minus 5 over 2. You have to flip it. In other words, find the reciprocal. So you flip it. So I've just found the reciprocal. Once you found the reciprocal, what you then do, the negative becomes a positive. So if this is negative, it'll become positive. If it was positive already, then obviously that would have become negative, right? So the gradient is 5 over 2, or if you like, 5 divided by 2, 2.5 is your answer. Next, find the equation of the tangent, right? So it's the equation of this, I need to know the equation of this, which is obviously y equals mx plus c, of the form y equals mx plus c. Right, this point over here, let me just do it in a different color. This point over here lies on the line. Okay, this is the x value, this is the y value. Right, let's substitute. Y is equal to 2. M is, what's M? It's right here. 2.5. It's got a gradient of 2.5. X is, it's right here. X is right here. It's negative 5. And C, I don't know what it is, but I'm going to find out. Okay, I don't want to keep on having to draw this line all the way up here to find out where it crosses the y-axis. That is the y. So that is the y-intercept. Okay. So I can just do algebra. That's 2. 2.5 times minus 5 is minus 12.5 plus something. Therefore, C is equal to, do inverse operation, 2 add 12.5, that's 14.5. So the equation of our line, the tangent, i.e. perpendicular line, is y is equal to, what's the gradient? 2.5 x. What's the y-intercept? 14.5. We have our answer.